Hello everyone and welcome back to I Love editorx. So today I want to show you something that I was really happy that I be able to create. I tried to find a solution for it for a long time and then it just came up to me. So you can see right here in the right bottom of the screen this heart shape, and we are going to create this this nice animation. When I click on this heart, I get a lot of I mean it depends on how much I clicked, but I get animated hearts, and if I click like quickly I get like this beautiful effect, right? And I also see how many likes I did, and finally we will store this value for, in this example, for this kind of portfolio page that I created, which will be a dynamic page, and this count of likes will be stored in the relevant project in the database. All right, so let's create it from scratch. This is template I used and convert this page into a dynamic page. As you can see right here, I have a portfolio database. But before I want to start from scratch and try to recreate it so you can follow the whole process. So just for this example, let's make it 1000 pixels so we will have a clean section. So what do we need? So first of all, we need a repeater. So this is the repeater that we have, and we need only one item. I will delete it later. And we need a shape. So let's put the shape in the middle, and let's change it to heart shape. So I select the heart icon from here. Basically you can choose any shape you like. So let's select this one, and let's make sure it's square and keep original proportion fixed. Let's make it big so we can see it. 50 on 50 pixels. Let's delete this item, but I want to show you that I'm changing the layout from cards to list, right? Something like this, and I will remove the gaps and delete the extra item that I have. All right, second thing that I'm going to do is that I will make it center the shape, give it a color. For now it will be white because it's really popped behind on this dark background. And remove, before I remove, I will select the width of my repeater to be, for now, max content. I will change it later. Actually, you know what, we can do like same as the width of the shape, 50 pixels. And now the shape can be fluid. Okay, so it's still 50 pixels, but if I change the repeater width, the item will grow. Right, great. Last thing, I'm going to remove the height from the repeater item. So let's remove it. So now we get a repeater with a single item. So let's see here. Oh my god, so many sections. Okay, so this is the section we are working on. So let's rename it practice section. And this is we have a repeater inside this section, and inside this section we have a single item with the heart shape. This is the animated shape we are going to animate. So let's remove the background from the item, and then we have like a heart shape, right? We don't see everything that's going on behind of everything. The next thing that I'm going to do is to place the repeater inside a container. Why? Because I'm going to add some click event, and I don't want to set the click on the item, but I want to set it on the parent element, because we are going to animate the item, and if I click and the element is animated, so the second click will be something right here, and I need it to be on the same place. So I will apply the click on the wrapper container. So let's place it inside a container and change the width of the container to be max content, which will be 50 pixels because the repeater item is 50 pixels, and remove the height. All right, so the layers looks like this. We have the wrapper, this is how yeah, we have the wrapper, and we have repeater item and basic shape. All right, so first of all, I have already the entire code right here, but we are going to do it from scratch. So I'll create a function. Let's change it to 1, and then I will declare it again. So it will be a async function because I will use it later, I think. I'm not sure. Actually, it can be it shouldn't be async. So function init likes repeater. Right, first of all, we need to get the repeater. I will copy it from here. So const repeater equals to likes repeater. I will change it to likes repeater 1. Okay, this is the repeater we are practicing on. I will select it from the layers panel and change its ID to repeater, to likes repeater 1. All right, second thing we need to store is the wrapper, the click area. I call this wrapper click area. Right, so const click area equals to, let's call it click area, and choose the item like this. All right, so then we need to apply a click event. All right, so click area on click, do something right here. Okay, what do we want to do? We want to take the repeater data. We have a single item, and we want to create another one. Why? Because when we are clicking, you can see that we have another item that animated. Okay, so we need to create on click, we need to create a new item. So how can we create a new item? So I have already the code here. So first of all, I need to store the current repeater data. So let's set it to be const temp data or current data, whatever. So it's repeater data. Okay, so this is the single item that we have here, and then we want to create a new item. Okay, so it goes something like this. So const new item equals to, I'm creating here a new object, and when we are putting a new item into repeater, we need to make sure that it has a unique ID. So how can we generate unique ID? We will take the length of the repeater data, which is right now is 1 because we have only one item, and we increase it by 1. So each click, the repeater data will be increased by 1, and then when we want to create a new item, it's always be +1. So the first one will be 1, and the second one will be 2 and 3, and So we stored the temp data, we created a new item, and finally we need to set the repeater data, okay, to reset the to add the new item into the data, the repeater data. So repeater data equals to temp data, this is the old data, concat, this is add new item to the current repeater data. Okay, so let's run this function and see if it's happening. All right, so let's publish it. And refreshing. All right, so this is the heart, and when we click, we get a new heart. We click again, so when we click, we get in lots of hearts, right? Beautiful. This is the start. So the second thing we need to do is to make sure that the hearts are not as you can see, when I click, it's adding from below, right? I want them to be on top of each other. Okay, so the trick is to set the item height to be 0 pixel. Okay, so instead of auto, which is as the height of the content, this basic shape, we will change it to be 0 pixel. All right, so it's looks something like this. Ugly, but this is the trick. So let's publish it again and see what we have. So now when we were clicking on, remember, we are not, the click event is not on the shape, it's on the wrapper container. So when we are clicking now, you can see that I don't see anything, but in practice I'm getting here more elements on top of each other. So how we can see it, I will refresh again and select this SVG. You can see it right here. It's an SVG element, and this is single item inside the repeater. All right, so you can see right here in the line of code, this div, it's duplicated. You see? So as I click, I'm getting new items, but I don't see them because they are on top of each other. All right, so we were able to clone these objects, repeater items, and now we want to do something to actually animate any new shape that is created. So there is two type of function that can run for each item of the repeater. Okay, there is repeater for each item, and there is on item ready, and the difference between them is that on item ready will run for each new element or element that was updated or deleted, but for each item will be applied for all. And we want to animate only the new item because we want the first one to always stay the same, just like here. Okay, you can see that we have the first one, and when we are clicking, the new one is animated. I remove this function so it's not happening, but okay, so this is why we are using on item ready. Maybe we can make it a bit bigger. All right, so here I'm setting for the repeater a function that says what's happened on item ready. So it's actually pretty simple. I will remove everything. I will remove this, and what's happened? Scale, opacity, duration. Okay, so let's animate it only on the y-axis. Okay, so the trick is that I'm going and I'm getting random number and not fixed number. Okay, so it's very simple function. It getting the minimum value and the maximum value, and it returning a random number between this minimum and maximum. Okay, so for example, if I transfer minus 200 pixels and the maximum will be minus 80 pixels, so the new shape that I'm creating will go up, because this is the minus. Okay, will go up between minus 200, which is something like this, or in the minimum minus 80 pixels. Okay, which is something like this. So let's animate only the Y. Okay, and the duration will be 800 milliseconds, and finally I play the animation. Okay, so this is Wix timeline animation. So again, each time I click, I'm creating a new data for the repeater, which trigger this event on item ready. Okay, so let's publish it. And now when I'm clicking, nothing happens. Let's see why. So it actually oh, maybe it's not published. Let's think why it's not working. On click, oh, this is the old function. Sorry, I didn't copy it. So let's put it, this is the function we are working on. This is the old one. Let's put a old. Right, so here we are declaring the repeater on item ready, and let's publish it. And now when we are clicking, nothing is happening. Why nothing is happening? Likes repeater 1, this is the item. I cannot select it because it's likes repeater 1 on item ready. Oh, because I didn't call the right item ID. Okay, so I forgot, because we need to animate specific element, right? And this item, it's not the right ID, so I need to or get this box 6 ID or to give it more meaningful name. So let's put so let's change its ID to be likes rep item. Okay, so let's change this ID to likes rep item, and then let's publish it again. So this is the item we are animating. The item, which is the heart, is inside. So when we are clicking, sorry, I refreshed again by mistake. So when we are clicking, you see the heart is moving up between minus 200 pixels to minus 80 pixels. So if I click a lot of time, you see each one is going different direction, different amount of pixels up. So now let's do it also for the x-axis. Okay, and now we will get something more random. like it's not only going up, it's going also to left and right, because I set between minus 80 pixels to 80 pixels. So this is left side, this is right side. Okay, so now let's click one, and it's go a bit to the left, this go a bit to the right, this is more to the left, more to the right, so we get more random positioning, right? And if I click a lot, so we will start to feeling this animation, right? All right, so let's take it another step. So let's scale it down also between 10% to 80% more. All right, so let's publish it. And now one click, it's scaled up, and this one scaled even bigger. This is scaled down. So if I click, we are getting like more diversity of sizes and positioning. So now let's take it another step. Let's rotate it a bit between 45 degrees to minus 45 degrees to 45 degrees. And now it will look even better. So let's do it again. As you can see, each one is rotate a little bit more, right? Great. But as you can see, we get this chunk of hearts. So what do we need to do is to finally change the opacity to be 0, and then we will always have only one item visible. All right, so let's do it again. And now when we are clicking, it's fading out. Okay, and if we click fast enough, we will get this effect. Cool, right? Amazing. So this is the tutorial basically, but as you can see, it's not something we can, I mean, it's very playful, you know, but we need to do something with it meaningful, right? So we can store the click amount into the dataset. So what do we need to do for it? First of all, we need a number, a text element that will hold the amount of clicks, right? So let's change it to be white, and let's call it total likes. And then each click I will store here a variable. Let's set it to be let likes equals to 0, and each time I'm clicking, I will increase it by 1. This is how you increase number by 1. And then I can also set total likes text equals to likes, but this is number and text should get string, so let's convert it to string. And now, just to make sure that this is I will stack them together. So actually this is, I need height for this container to make it. So let's set it to be 50 pixels, and then I can stack them together. All right. So now let's publish it, and we should get the amount of clicks we are clicking. So it starts with 0, and when we click, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, and so on. All right, great. Now we need to connect it into data. Okay, so here, as I said, this is a dynamic item. So I will go back to 100%. So this is a dynamic page, as you can see right here. So let's go to the portfolio database, and now we need to create another field to hold the likes. Okay, so let's create another one. It will be type of number, and it will be likes. All right, great. So the initial is nothing. Okay, there is nothing here, but remember that the key field is likes. All right, so we already have the database, and actually, okay, I will use another data set because I want to store this information. Okay, you know what, in my previous in this example I did it with you know what, let's try it. I did it with the dataset, so let's try to do it with dataset. So this dataset, it will be not in read only type. Let's set it to be portfolio. It will be read and write. Okay, and it will hold one item, but I will add filter to make sure this item will be identical to the portfolio item, because I cannot change this. Oh wait, I can. So let's change this one to read and write. All right, I don't need this one. This now will be read and write, and now I will connect this this text element to this dynamic item, portfolio item, and it will store the likes. Okay, so right now the amount of likes won't change because it's, if you remember, we don't have anything there. So first of all, I'm going to make it hidden, the total likes. Okay, second thing is that I need to get the current likes. Okay, so to get data from the dynamic data set, we need to make sure it's ready. So this is the dynamic data set. So before we are calling the likes, the init likes repeater, we will make sure we are loading all the data. So on ready, on ready, only then we will call this init likes repeater. Okay, and then we don't want the likes to be 0. We want the likes to be identical to the amount of likes that we have in the current item. So how can we get it? I can store here the data set. So const data dynamic const dynamic data set equals to this ID. Okay, so we want to get the likes. So let's do something like this. So likes equals to dynamic dataset get current item, which is the data for the specific item, dot likes. This is the key, right? And this will return a number. But if you remember, it could be empty, right? So if it's empty, we will not get the likes. So we can do give me the likes if it exists, if not, or put 0. Okay, so now how we can test it, I can change here the value to be 100. Okay, and then remove the hidden. Let's publish it. Oh, sorry. And then I need to set, because I'm going to use this text element multiple times, I will store it here already. So const total likes text equals to, this is the element, and then let's change it right here. And initially I will set the value right here. So total text, this is the value, equals to likes, which we are getting from the dynamic data set. So it will be or the likes or 0 if it's not exist. So let's publish it. And now on the live site it should be 0 and not 100. Okay, so let's refresh it, and it's erased to be 0. Great. This is mean that we don't have anything in the database. So let's set some value. We need to know which item we are, each sound level. So let's put here, for example, 3 likes. Oh, this is not the sound level. 3 likes. So now if we refresh here, it should set 3. Amazing. Okay, so this means that this data is connected to the data set. All right, so let's clear it again. So what do we need to do on each click? On each click, we want to increase the likes, right? Where is it? We want to increase the likes. So if we have 3, it will be 4. If it's 0, it will be 1. Okay. And then after, we want to store this data, right? So if I refresh the page, this data will be updated after I clicked, right? So here we have another problem, is that as you can see, this is very playful, so people can click a lot of times, right? But it's not good practice to fire a save event for each time the users clicked, right? So for this one, we have something called debounce. So debounce, what it does is basically, I save it right here. So debounce is basically a way that we can wait a specific time until some action is stopped from happening. Okay, so how it's work, basically, I will not go to explain everything, but we're declaring debounce, and then here inside the onClick event, we're checking if the bounce, so in the first click it's false, it's not false, it's undefined, right? So here it's creating a set timeout, and I set it to be 1 second. So if the user clicking a lot, and it has less than 1 second between one click to another, it will do nothing. But if it will wait 1 second, the save will fire. Okay, and the save is simply a function that, let's copy it from here, and we will go over it to see what it does. So I will put it outside. Oh, I didn't put it in the right way, in the right position. We'll fix it later. So this is the save function. I just need to copy this one because I forgot to do so. So I need to put it. This is the click function. So let's put it right here. The debounce, and we need to declare let debounce. Okay. So this is the debounce. This means that we are waiting 1 second until the user stop clicking, and then we call save data. And what we are passing to this data is the amount of likes. Okay, so this function save data getting the new likes that we have, and it's taking the dynamic data set, dynamic data set, and as you can see, I tap here saving. This is the action that we are doing right now, and there is an API for set field value. So here we are basically updating the likes with a new value, and finally we are saving this information to the database. Then after save operation done, we are refreshing the data set. Actually, we don't need to refresh because here we are updating the amount of likes. Right, so let's test it and see if it's working. So let's publish it. So remember that right now this dynamic item has zero likes. Okay, as you can see right here. So let's open console to see if it's saving when we are clicking. So let's click one time, and then it says saving, and then we have some error in the save operation, and I know why. I think that I know why, because the permission of this collection is that no one can update data. Okay, so I can change it and use it carefully, because if you have private information, it can be a bit dangerous. So maybe you can do site member or something like this, but who can update content? So let's change it just for this example to anyone. All right, so let's save it, publish it again, and then refresh it. So it becomes 0, which means that nothing has been saved. So let's click again. It said save. Wait, it's not ready. Okay, I clicked one, saving, and looks like it's saved. I didn't put a success message, but if I refresh the page, it should say 1, and you can see it says 1. Okay, so now let's click a lot. Okay, this is why we create the debounce, right? So let's click a lot of times. So we have 28. Okay, so you see it says saving only after I finish to click. Let's refresh it again, and now voila, the data is saved. So we can make sure if we are going to the database. Let's open portfolio, and this item sound level should set 28. Amazing. So only one thing we need to do is that if we will go to a different to FitKit, which is different dynamic page, it says 0. No one can want to see 0, right? So we have a way to avoid it. So how can we do it? Basically, we can do something like this. Here, first of all, let's set this text element to be hidden on load, and then I can check, instead of put sorry, this is okay. Here, instead of showing the text element, I can check first if likes bigger than, let's says 10. So then I want to show, where is it? To show the text element, show, and also Yeah, only if it's bigger than 10 I want to show this text element, right? Else it's hidden. So let's publish it again. And remember, here we are on 0. Please publish. All right, so let's refresh it. So now we don't see the text element. So let's count. We are clicking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, from the 11 we saw the amount of likes. All right, this is amazing. So now if we refresh, we have here 22. We immediately should see the text after one click. Yeah, so actually I need to click once to see the likes. So we can basically copy this line and put it right here. All right, I think that's it. The last thing that I did is I pinned this stack to the page. So let's do it. Position pinned to the page. I dock it to the bottom. And to the left, from the bottom, let's put 50 pixels. My computer is start to dying. Where is it? Where is it gone? Something is off. 50 pixels. I don't know. Let's. Oh, it's this one. I have some extension that is messing with my editor. So 8% from. Where is it? Oh, yeah, it's right here. Where is it? 8% from the left side, from the right side, and 50% from bottom. And let's change this padding, not padding, margin between the items. It's this stack element. Let's make it like 5 pixels. All right, so let's publish it. And now it follow along with us down when we are scrolling, as you can see right here. And then always your site visitor can click and likes your art, you know. So this is 57. Let's go back to the sound level, and it's 28. All right, so everything is working as expected. And of course you can put any shape you like here, and change the sizing. You know, it should be always fixed. It can be max content because the repeater is setting the width. Let's make sure. Yeah, if we set it to be 30 pixels, it becomes smaller, and I need to align it better. Anyway, you got the idea. What else? I think that's it. We don't need this extra section. Okay, so of course you need a code, right? So I will create another page for the code, or I put it down here below or something. So search for here for the code. Maybe I will do, I don't know. So anyway, I will say in the video description where is the code located. All right, so amazing. So keep playing with it and let me know if you succeed to recreate it. By the way, you see that I'm clicking and see that this text element it's been selected. So basically you can put this text element inside its own container and it will not happen. Okay. All right, so that's it. Until next time, keep building amazing sites on editorx.